We will, of course, not deliberately send anyone back to get tortured or harmed in any way. But we make no apologies.
This was supposed to be a sympathetic line of questioning. Instead, it exposed just how detached Britain's immigration debate has become from numbers, priorities, and reality. Live on air, Ed Balls pressed for moral absolutes. Zia Yusuf responded with figures, demographics, and an uncomfortable question. Who is actually being protected here?
And this Labour government has done a return agreement with Iraq. And I would put it to you, Ed, that gay people don't have a particularly nice time in Iraq either.
Men of fighting age, illegal entry, escalating costs, and a political class desperate to avoid saying what the public is already thinking. Watch how quickly compassion turns into confusion when facts enter the room. Before this clip gets reframed or quietly forgotten, hit like, subscribe, and stay with me, because this exchange explains why immigration remains the issue nobody wants to answer honestly.
Because, I was asked recently, I appreciate you didn't use this phrase, why would you send people back to, quote, woman-hating Afghanistan? Why are so many men from, quote, woman-hating Afghanistan being allowed to turn up on our beaches uninvited?
My question was about the women.
Well, our priority, and we make no apologies for this, is British people, British girls, and British women.
Do you think
we need to stand up for them. We need to stand up for them.
To British women?
Well, again, the reason we are so focused on ensuring that this gets done is because the vast majority of the people illegally in this country from Afghanistan, I've seen these numbers, are men. In fact,
so are you only going to target the men and not target the women?
Well, deportation command would be foolish, Susanna, for deportation command to start when we've got probably north of 1 million illegal migrants in this country, at least, to start focusing on women and girls. The best estimates, but the total population of women and girls from Afghanistan in this country at sub 2,000. We're talking about 0.2% of the total population. We will start with the men. We will start with the fighting age men. They are the ones, by the way, who people watching this programme are most worried about.
You've allocated £2 billion to pay countries to take returns. You've said, Nigel Farage said last week, that that would include countries like Afghanistan, Iran. You've said it wouldn't be women and children. If you are a gay man who's come to Britain to claim asylum from Iran or Afghanistan, of fighting age, a gay man, would you return a gay man to Iran?
Our priority will be the British people. I want to keep saying that. I want to say that.
So the answer is you would return a gay... Because in Iran, being gay means is not only illegal, but it is punishable with flogging through to the death penalty. But you're saying you would return a gay man to Iran.
Why does it appear to be that we're okay with the vast majority of the people coming from Iran are fighting age men as well? In fact, some of them, very well sourced stories suggest had a potential terrorist attack foiled by our security services. 4 men from Iran who turned up on a boat. Our priority, and Nigel's priority when he's Prime Minister, will be the British people. And we make no apologies for that. The nature of being in government is, because you referred to him as Prime Minister Nigel Farage,
if you're in government, you have to be able to answer the difficult questions. That's what government ministers do. That's what you need to do as well. You would return a fighting-age gay man to Iran or Afghanistan. I think, that is a perfectly legitimate thing to say, because you're saying we're prioritising the rights of British people and not the rights of an asylum-claiming prime-age man who is gay. They would go back to Iran or Afghanistan. I think the answer the answer is yes.
Well, what I'm saying today is we make no apology for saying that this issue needs to be sorted out and we're going to prioritise British people.
But you would return gay men.
But let me also be clear about something. You're asking me about Afghanistan.
Well,
we came out and talked about Afghanistan, and the Home Secretary then came out the very next day and said they would consider doing a deal with Afghanistan. Right. You look at Iraq.
Of course.
And by the way, Germany is already returning illegal migrants to Afghanistan, albeit via Qatar as an intermediary. And this Labour government has done a return agreement with Iraq. And I would put it to you, Ed, that gay people don't have a particularly nice time in Iraq either. Look, the world is unfortunately, as Nigel has already said, he cannot be held, if the British people see fit to vote him in as Prime Minister, he cannot be held accountable for the actions of every despotic regime. We will, of course, not deliberately send anyone back to get tortured or harmed in any way. But we make no apologies. We have north of 1 million people in this country illegally. That number is growing. The pace of people arriving is accelerating. We cannot afford it. It's totally
His debate won't trend on the evening news, not because it's irrelevant, but because it disrupts a carefully managed narrative. If you believe immigration policy should be discussed honestly, like, subscribe, share, and comment below. Should immigration policy prioritize moral hypotheticals or national responsibility? Ignoring the numbers doesn't make them disappear.